tired of all the uneducated noise you're getting from the droves of YOLO meme coin peddling douchebag gurus out there trying to use you as their exit liquidity? Would you rather learn a competent university level set of skills that will guide you in managing and investing for the rest of your life? Join us 3 days a week at Digital Investor. Develop your knowledge of game theory, cognitive bias, macroeconomics, monetary theory, investment theory, psychology of the crowds, and more. For more info on Digital Investor and how it can help you, reach out at nickblacknext.com.
Woohoo! Woo! In the immortal words of Yuki, haunch you.
What?
You don't know who Yuki is, man.
Yuki.
Yuki.
The Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our new story character that talks about the yen carry trade. Yuki.
Did you see that coin? It's Nero is the name of the coin. So all these guys usually, when they launch a project on Ethereum, they send Vitalik.eth some tokens, just because, for whatever reason, and everybody's like, oh, Vitalik owns this project. You know, that's like their thought process. This one token that they sent a whole bunch, they sent like 5 or 8% of the supply to Vitalik.
I hope he sold it.
And the token actually went up. He dumped it all in one clip as soon as it went up. 120 grand worth he made. He just dumped it. And the project just dumps.
Why not? If they're giving it to, if they're going to give it to him.
I know. What a guy. I mean, to have anyway, to have like that, I guess, get free money just for having that name, I guess.
I mean, what is he worth? Like $800 million with all of his crypto?
Well, he's selling ETH by the minute, so he's
is he really
dwindling? Oh yeah. He sold 1,000 ETH yesterday, 2,000 ETH the day before.
Really?
He dumping, bro.
I mean, maybe I mean, but he has tons.
He has less than tons now. He's moving ETH like crazy, that kid. He's really focused on, and you've probably seen this as well, he's really focused on the layer 2 building. We don't need layer 1. The layer 2 building's doing great. So if
they've already given up
him,
they've already given up the layer 1. There's no fixing the layer 1. So let's just work on opportunistic rollups on layer 2. It's like, doesn't that mean you guys effed up the layer 1? Yeah.
He's so tone deaf. What did he say yesterday? It's so stupid because he's like not reading. He doesn't have any idea, it seems like, what's happening with the price, nor does he care, right? He just can sell 1,000 ETH clips at a time, and he has money come in his wallet. He doesn't care if it's $1 million or $2 million. He doesn't care.
Right.
So yesterday, all he says is, oh my gosh, where is this?
Are people calling him out on Twitter?
Oh yeah. Summary of ETH building block research. Everyone agrees, blah, blah, blah. Wait, no, that's not it. He was praising. Oh, here it is. I think people will be surprised how quickly cross layer 2 oh my gosh, that's a big word. Interoperability problems stop being problems, and we get a smooth user experience across the entire ecosystem. Layer 1 rollups, validiums, layer 2s, like nothing about what's going on with ETH or anything else. And people are like, 40 comments are like, dude, read the room. Tone deaf. Read the room. Do you have anyway? I'm not going to say what he said, but yeah, more stuff like that. Vitalik's interesting. He's a very interesting critter.
But are there people commenting about his sales?
There's whole threads on his sales. I don't have any of them pulled up, but yeah, there's people ask. Let's see if any in these comments here that I just have. No, I just saw screenshots of his wallets. He has like 47 wallets, obviously. Vitalik 1, Vitalik 2, Vitalik 3. He's just moving the money around. They're mad that he's dumping on. They're mad that they're dumping on their heads, of course. That kind of stuff. Just normal. But I think, I don't know. He has a right to sell. He has a right
to sell. It's his. I mean, he co-founded it. If he wants to tank it, he can tank it. I mean, people will probably, punch him in his big head. I've thought that Vitalik for a long time left crypto, really. And he's just on the sidelines talking and going to conferences and wearing that stupid microphone. Which he thinks, I don't know why he thinks that's cool, but that's all he does now. He doesn't write code. He doesn't do anything. And you know what? He didn't write code before either. I mean, let's not forget. I mean, he's a very smart guy, but he's not really a coder. And when he got into Ethereum, cool, great vision. They got the DAO hack. Oops, a lot of money gone. Never mind, code is law. Let's just fork the token. So just basically undo everything we talked about for the last years of founding the company. Because the first time it gets hacked, we're just going to fucking bend the knee. And then that blows up on the beach of Miami in 2016. And then everybody leaves, including the guy that fucking wrote Solidity, Gavin Wood. So he starts a dumpster fire, which is Polkadot, which is a mess. They got hacked. Well, I don't know what you want to call it. They got pilfered like twice in there. Have you read about that? Like how much money that Polkadot lost on their way to launching?
No.
It's like,
is it bad?
If I remember correctly, it was 50 million one time, 80 or 90 million one time. See you later, bye, gone. You're like, Jesus Christ, none of these dudes knows anything about what they're talking about. Like these are the guys that created Ethereum. And then Joe Lubin, he creates, which is pretty cool, MetaMask, or he and some other guys. So not hating him, but then Charles created Cardano. But you're like, this group of guys is kind of, they're not like what we want the future to look like.
Dang.
So, he's surprised that he's left the thing that he wasn't really doing much in the first place. They even, what was it, ETH Denver? The last ETH Denver, they basically said the guys who were heading development were like, yeah, we're not trying to lower the price of transactions. We don't care.
Oh, jeez.
They don't care. And Vitalik's like, layer twos. I'm like, okay, but
yeah.
So you never intend to fix Ethereum ever.
Well, we can talk about that too. I mean, we're going to go behind the wall and talk a little bit about ETH. And I've had a couple of requests to go over the portfolio again, the $100 portfolio. And by a couple, I mean a lot over the last couple of weeks. But we can talk about ETH. The main thing that I see is if we have all these layer twos and we have all the roll-ups happening and stuff and everything's working on layer twos, won't we like eventually just not need hardly any ETH?
Less and less.
Isn't that right? Like, so then everything's fragmented across all these layer twos. You could buy Optimism, you could buy Matic, you could start participating in all these layer twos, but then ETH becomes less and less of a necessity because as you do all these roll-ups on layer twos, the ETH fees are going to be so incremental and like even having to stake ETH and stuff. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know.
They're trying. I think there's a concerted effort to try to convince people that Ethereum is another form of money like Bitcoin. I think that's what this gig is. That's also why I think there'll be a big push for layer twos. So there's probably a lot of money to be made there.
True. True.
And so if you convince everyone that ETH is a form of money like Bitcoin, but it's Bitcoin, it's baby Bitcoin or the silver to Bitcoin being gold, that is a dumb argument. But if you could convince people of that, idiots will believe just about whatever the hell you tell them.
I've seen some crazier things lately.
Yep. And so if they can do that, then Ethereum, the price of Ethereum, now the utility is a different story. The utility will be in the toilet, but the price of Ethereum could start to just go up as people try to hoard it like another form of money, which again is stupid because it's not a form of money. But I think that's what the argument's going to be. And I think that's the whole BlackRock thing. I think that's what this is all about. Getting a digital gold and silver. I don't think BlackRock cares about crypto or any of these guys.
Right.
That's just what I think.
I agree. Well, today, what we're going to be doing, obviously, talking a little bit about ETH, some other things.
Some housekeeping.
If you do email me and you have a question about some transaction stuff, the best thing that I think is going to help all of us, and I'm sorry I haven't said this before, but usually my next email back to you is what is your wallet address, which is a waste of like time, obviously. So if you have like a transactional problem, just start to include your wallet address in there. I think that would help all of us out. A lot of you guys are doing that, which I think is cool.
I'm going to go one better.
Wallet address in there.
If you don't, he's erasing your goddamn email and not answering it. I'm having all sorts of problems. Send. No. That email's getting erased. Have all the appropriate information. And then if it's stupid, we'll talk about it on the show.
We'll talk about it on the show. I think that'd be great. So Hypercycle this morning, and I don't know if this is good or bad, but they found even more issues on their Hypershare contract. So they said the audit's going to take a lot longer because they're having to change even more things than they originally thought, which kind of sucks. So let's put a pin in the Hypershares. Let's put a pin in it.
Let's just wait till they get their house in order.
Not a big deal. We have some other things in the back end for Node Market that we can focus on instead of hypersharing right now. So this is great. A lot of things actually. So
okay, do we have any housekeeping? I see you have the Node thing up.
No, that's it. That's pretty much it. We're good with there. I mean, we got to pin those. We pretty much got to pin that. I'm not even going to move along with anything now. We really got to pin it.
Okay, they gotta square their stuff away. So until further notice, don't do nothing. Don't scramble around.
Yeah.
Do nothing. Just there's other parts of this balance sheet. Okay. Can we do something fun that you used to do regarding where you think assets could go price-wise? We could do that behind the wall.
Oh, that's our sheet. We can go over our sheet and predict the pricing. That'd be cool.
We could do some price predictions behind the wall, of course. The fact that Ethereum team has no desire to resolve these issues should open the door to another layer one. Nope. No one wants another layer one. That's what's so weird about it. Yeah, you're right. That's what it should do in an environment of people that actually think. It's the weirdest thing. People don't care. I mean, if it was based on actual utility and function, then Cardano would be, other than Daedalus Wallet taking forever to load, then Cardano, the asset and the way the governance is set up, proof of work and all that kind of stuff, they would be a top 5 asset. But it's not based on actual function. It's not based on code. It's not based on GitHub submits or any of that. It's based on either being a spammy meme coin douche generator or being a slow, garbagey, clunky, expensive piece of shit layer one where the entire community is okay with zero, like really zero innovation. Ethereum has done nothing. The only thing their whole thing was like, we're going to get proof of work from proof of work to proof of stake. Okay. But what did that solve? Well, it's proof of stake. Okay, cool. But like, what did you actually do? Proof of stake. All right, man, we're done. Like they're like, how do you scale? Layer 2s. But that's not Ethereum. That's how we scaled. That's not an answer. That's like, hey kid, how are you going to deal with those bullies at school? I'm going to hire an assassin. Right, but what are you going to do? Hire an assassin. That's not a thing, man. God damn, go to the gym. So they've just given up. But they've given up a while ago. This isn't anything new, Brandon. We were talking about this a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
They've been saying this. At least they're not changing their tune. They've said for a year, we have no intention of fixing this piece of shit.
They've committed to doing nothing.
They've committed to nothing. Yeah. So you're like, ugh. So I don't know, man. And then you see these guys, the BlackRocks, the Fidelities, and all these guys come in with the big push for the ETF. You're like, well, it's just a money play. The cool thing is Ethereum this is not a surprise. Ethereum's been a piece of crap layer 1 forever. That's why there's other layer 1s. And now at least there's a push by traditional legacy financial institutions to jack the price of it so they can make money. So that's good for all of us that own Ethereum. That's fine. Maybe making money is the new scaling. How did Ethereum scale? The price went up. But how did it get better? I got richer. Right, but how did it get better? Because it made me richer. Cool, man. Do you want to be rich or do you want to be right? I don't really care what Ethereum does. Do you, Brandon, at the end of the day?
No, I want to be rich.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What would Yuki say? Haunch you, Ethereum. Just make me rich. So who cares? Like a lot of these projects, you have to take a who cares approach because they'll just frustrate you. Because
it's like the election.
Yeah. Oh, what's going on? What's Polymarket looking like?
Looks like right now, Donald Trump is down to a 51% chance on Polymarket here.
Okay.
Kamala up to 47% chance, which is this is crazy because right here's where this is the tippy top. He was at 72%, right?
Right.
And this is right before Joe quit being president and fell asleep. And then Kamala got in, and then slowly he's trended down, and Kamala's slowly trended up, obviously, like quite a bit. She's almost a 47% chance to win the election. And it's strange because she hasn't really talked in public yet, really, without note cards or anything. Anyway, we'll see what happens.
She hasn't talked in public, period.
I don't know.
Right? Since the announcement?
Yeah. Well, she said things like, "Oh, we're going to save the country," but she's been vice president for the last 4 years and she hasn't done jack quack. And so she just nominated her.
She's saving it from Biden.
Yeah, saving it from Biden, who was her and Biden, right? So saving it from herself. And the guy that she has running along with her,
that guy's bad news for crypto.
It's bad news for crypto, bad news for literally anything. He's a horrible person, a horrible human being. And I'm not trying to be political on this. It's just, well, I guess it would be, is it fact or is it just like, anyway, political bias, whatever. So here we go. And I don't know if they took the poll off, so I can't show it to you, but 3 days ago, Polymarket predicted the VP candidate for the Democrats before the VP pick before he was actually announced. He was at 60% all of a sudden on Polymarket. So you could have bet 60%, 60 cents, and won $1 the next day once it got announced. So Polymarket predicted it before anybody else leaked it. So it was really cool to watch that, at least. Anyway, so that's where we're at. That's what we're dealing with. I would like to see something public with Kamala. I would like to see her get out and talk. I want to see some actual words that's not green screened, that's not teleprompted, that's not note carded. I want to see what she stands for besides being woke. You saw that clip where all she said is we need to be more woke. I don't care if you're woker than your friend. You just need to be the wokest. And if you're woke, then we'll all be woke together. And she told us about how the cloud works. And you know how she thinks the cloud works, right? It's right above us. So all your information goes up to the cloud and it's stored up here above us. I'm not exaggerating. This is not an exaggeration. Okay, first, this is BS.
11. Anyway. 11. 1, I'm going to try my best not to curse at you, but that's a stupid fucking comment. Okay? And I want you to take this exactly the way I mean it. Not you're stupid, but that is a stupid fucking comment. Let's tear that apart. Are you still 100% believers in Hypercycle? I'm not 100% believer in fucking anything. That's why I'm rich, because I don't 100% believe in anything. You can't be absolutist in anything in your life. You can be a degree of conviction. If you're absolutist, you're a fucking moron on anything, Okay. 2, there's lots of talk of them falling apart. Bull fucking shit. There's 2 or 3 fucking randos in a chat that are pissed because they're not They're not rich. The same as the Ripple community, those fucking idiots that think that their fucking 40-cent coin is going to go to $7,000 and they're going to inherit the whole fucking planet. And they're pissed that they're not fucking rich yet, living in a cloud city. Stupid fucking shit. Listen, separate the fucking price of the token from the discussion about fall apart. Now, we can have an intelligent conversation. What does fall apart mean? Brandon, what does that even fucking mean? What do you mean fall apart? They built a 99-story building and they framed all the way to 98 and they're just going to fucking walk away? Put the shovels down, fellas. It's over with. Because 11 heard in a chat that 3 douchebags don't have their money. Shut the fuck up. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people in the chat that just perpetuate stupid fucking bullshit. If you're in a chat where people are saying that about Solana hasn't fallen apart, and those motherfuckers are broken every 4 hours. They stole $1 billion in tokens. Stole. In your face. Fucking stole $1 billion and got away with it. And they haven't fallen apart. So if the 6 people in the fucking random chat that you're in are having trouble, tell them to sell their shit and go fuck off. And that's on any project, bro. Any project. Is there talks of Hypercycle falling apart? No. There's just a bunch of chatty, spewy fucking morons.
Well, let me that spawned some good stuff. There's a lot of talk of them falling apart. Hopefully you don't believe that what we're saying is contributing to that talk either, because I don't think Nick or I have ever said anything derogatory about the end state of Hypercycle. There's just like little things that we work through. And I told you guys, I've met with I talk with Tufi like once a week. Nick talks with him way more than I do. But Tufi believes in what we're doing here. And all of the people on his team actually believe in the project too. And they're doing whatever it takes to get the project done. There's nothing been falling apart on that end. At all, ever. So
I can tell you this, they've onboarded close to potentially about 100 million users in these deals they have going behind the scenes. So those 100 million people apparently don't think they're falling apart, but maybe the 6 people you hear in the chat do think they're falling apart. You didn't cause a rant. This isn't really a you thing. This is a fucking chat thing. You guys got to stay out of these fucking chats. Why do you think I left every one of those Telegram groups?
It's interesting how much, even like sometimes I get like, I listen to all these things in a row and I'm like, is that true? You have to like think about it. Like it's best just to stay off. Like I want to
stay out of an echo chamber.
I want to stay out of politics almost.
You want to see bad, go to the ASI price chat. ASI, the token they haven't created yet. That's supposed to be created 2 months ago and all this kind of stuff. Go to that chat. Go listen to those guys shit talk.
If you get into too many of those chats, you can't sleep at night. They'll sell your stuff every minute, and then you'll FOMO back in. Then you'll sell it. Then you'll FOMO back in.
Yeah. Trading is people with a limited amount of patience handing their money to people with patience. It's rookies giving their money to veterans over time. That's it. And that's so as it applies to Hypercycle, they're doing a lot of stuff. It's frustrating for a lot of people, maybe that they're not, that their nodes haven't turned on and they're not earning revenue right now this second. And in a sense you are, but it's a delayed gratification because you're tilling. Tilling is earning revenue because what's going to happen is when they flick the on switch and your nodes start generating income, they'll be generating more income because they'll be closer to or have already split. But there's a ramp up to this stuff. And if you, for instance, they are doing compute right now at Hypercycle. And if you know how to do it, you can already start downloading algorithms and stuff like that to your nodes and all that. It is so freaking complex. It is so complicated that you'll notice we don't talk about that because it is, no one in here would get it. Maybe Brandon could figure it out, but I certainly can't.
Probably not.
I certainly can't. And I'm not going to talk about something if I can't figure it out. So You got to be careful also when you make big sloppy comments like that. Oh, it's falling apart. Falling apart? That means going back. You know what's falling apart? The fucking banking system in Japan is falling apart.
That's true.
That's falling apart.
Timothy says, when are you going to list the 7/27/24 Tufi interview? I feel like
it's out there.
This might just me. Here we go. So if you go to the bottom of the page here, you go to Nick and Tufi talk about Hypercycle. Like it's like right at the top, the very top one.
It is the first one. Timothy,
you got to do a little bit of legwork.
Timothy, you got to click the button, buddy. All right. Yeah, we got to go behind the wall. We got to go behind the wall. We'll do the $100 portfolio. But just as a general message, guys, get out of those chats. Don't be living in those chats. They are echo chambers of stupid, and they'll just make you miserable. If you listen, anybody with extra time they can devote towards those stupid fucking chats, get an Oculus Quest, get a Quest 3. Population 1 is free. I told Brandon to do it, but he won't do it. Population 1 is free, and you can go to war every day. You can have you have real-time chatting capabilities. You can chat about whatever you want, and then you can shoot people. There is nothing better than being able to shoot people. If you're gonna have an echo chamber, have the walls be covered in blood. All right, that's my 2 cents about that. Get out of those chats. Nothing good comes from those chats.
Let's go behind the wall. I want to talk about some stuff.
Could ASI screw up the merger any more than they already have? They just haven't done anything. Well, I mean, they sold some tokens, got their. I don't know what they've done. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure.
Vitalik did. They've done exactly what Vitalik does now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not sure that this whole thing about the money and the tokens they sold and the money they raised. I'm not quite convinced they actually did it.
I sure hope they did.
No, I'm not sure they actually have that money. I'm not.
Oh, geez.
I'm not convinced they have it. Yeah, I think they're broke. Now, I know ASI is not broke because ASI doesn't really even exist, and ASI is like a magical vapory thing anyway. It doesn't mean anything. It's not a company. There's no company called ASI. There's a token, but the companies are all separate. This is still doesn't make sense to me. Apple, Microsoft, Cisco Systems, they get together and they make a common stock, but it doesn't represent ownership in either of the 3 companies. The 3 companies are separate. I don't understand what that is. Like, what even is that? I don't know how you class it. Oh, it's our token. What? How? We traded our tokens for that token. Okay, so it's an ETF. I mean, really, it's an ETF, right?
Yeah,
it's an ETF. It's a no fee ETF, unless you count the money that they make when they sell the tokens behind your back.
Dude, I had the best screenshot. Oh my gosh, about that. I'm gonna get that pulled up for behind the wall time. Hold on, I have a good one.
Anyway, I'll do the behind the wall stuff. We'll go behind the wall, but
there it is.
Listen, this is what you see. For those of you that haven't been through any kind of bear market, or I don't know when anybody started, but when prices go down for a little while, people come out and it's not that they're negative. I get people being negative price wise because maybe it's your first rodeo or even your second rodeo, or you're just inclined to be kind of negative about price movements in the things that you own, which means A, you're over invested, B, you're over emotional. And if you're B or A, if you're A, deleverage, sell some shit so you don't fucking panic all the time and get angry and get mad and start rage quitting and all that kind of stuff. And B, if you're over emotional, then you need to tackle that. You need to stop investing, period. Like, you should not be investing because investing won't work for you. You need to be comfortable with a job working for somebody else into perpetuity. If you're emotional about your money, it's too much fucking money, period. So, and then what happens is you start falling into these groups that have a similar tenor to what your thought. Oh, I'm kind of negative. Oh, I'll fall with these negative people. We're negative. Yeah. That's not good. That's not going to help you. What's going to help you? Everybody's got to do some work. When we do the $100 portfolio here in a minute, as we go through this, you need to make sure that you're not over invested for yourself. So that you can sleep at night and not be a dick to your family. Or whatever, like, oh, I have a great portfolio, but I kick my kids every time I see them because I'm so angry that I'm not rich. Guess what? If anybody here got everything they wanted in life right now, this second, in 2 days, you wouldn't know what to do with yourselves. You'd be like, I'm listless at sea. I have no purpose now. Most people would not be content being content. It'd be too much. They wouldn't even know what to do. Brandon, if I gave, what's your number? What's your walk away from crypto number? What was yours? Like 50 million?
Yes.
If you had 50 million bucks, what would you do?
Oh crap. I'd go travel. A lot of travel with my family.
Just indefinite travel?
Indefinite. Like I wouldn't own anything.
You really love the travel, huh?
I do. I travel. I like it. You don't like traveling much. I know you don't like getting on planes that much, huh?
Planes suck.
They do suck. They do suck.
I got my own.
You do. But now imagine a world with me, if you will, if you didn't have to get on a plane and you just literally travel around the world, like by train, car.
Yeah, I can. It's called Oculus Quest.
Yeah, that's true. You like that stuff too. That's What would you do if you had what would you do? Just sit do what you do now?
I do what I do now.
So nothing's changed for you.
Nothing will change because it's kind of like when you take a vacation from work. For those of you that work, you take a vacation. It's cool for a few days. Then you start wondering if you're not doing stuff. You start feeling like, am I going backwards? And pretty soon, and this is when people actually retire and just go sit or they just go play golf, they die.
I'm not a sitter.
Within a few days, they die. So if everybody here got all your wishes granted today, most of you would be miserable within a week. Definitely within 6 months, you'd feel like you have no purpose. You wouldn't know, or some of you would go, okay, no. This just frees up time for me to do more stuff. So you're just doing a different kind of work. So I guess kind of be careful what you wish for. And now we shall go. I know. What's a vacation, right? Yeah, really, like rich people commit suicide, man. Why do you think all these young, super rich people, they're like, oh, I do all these drugs and I die? They're miserable, man.
Yeah, you need to have purpose in life, something. That's why we do this.
Right. And on that note, now we'll go behind the wall and talk about all this old crazy stuff that's going on. So much crazy stuff.
We're going behind the proverbial wall now to continue the broadcast privately for the digital investors and digital private clients. If you'd like to join us, simply go to nickblacknext.com and subscribe to one of our plans and immediately take advantage of our library of tools, tactics, and information. It's all designed to help you learn, grow, and manage your portfolio like a pro. Join us now.